Ciao familia, welcome to another YouTube video. My name is Chiara, if you don't know me. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you, as a PT, what to do at the gym if you're a beginner, okay? I've been a beginner as well. I've been, on that first day, I still remember it, I was so scared of the environment. I was so intimidated. But today I'm going to show you what to do and how to move around if you're a beginner. Because we all have that temptation to just stick to the cardio section, just go to the treadmill. And that sometimes feels like a bit of a waste of a gym membership, doesn't it? Because if you only do cardio or a treadmill, you might as well go for a walk outside instead of paying for a membership. So here today I'm going to show you a good starting point. And remember, being scared is absolutely normal. I was scared, everyone was scared, and every single member in the gym has been a beginner once. So remember that, bear that in mind. Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, if you're looking for one-to-one online coaching, link in the description below where I can guide you one-to-one. I can tell you exactly what to do step by step, okay? Also, if you like my outfit, this is from Bodyweight, the new Spectra collection, and I'm wearing both a size small and small. I'm actually very excited to be working with them now as part of the team Bodyweight now. So, actually, before we go, stop there a minute. I want you to do something before you actually go to the gym. I want you to prepare what to do. So based on what I'm going to tell you in the video, write down, okay, the key exercises that I want you to focus on so that you know where you have a plan and you don't just get to the gym and you feel overwhelmed because you don't know where to start first, okay? So it's really important to write everything down, have yourself a plan. And also, one little tip I'm going to give you that helped me when I first started the gym as well was to go to the gym on a non-training day where I wasn't really planning to really train. But what I wanted to do was explore the environment because every gym is different, right? You don't know where the machines are. So rather than just wandering around like a little lost sheep, you can just go the day before and kind of familiarize yourself with the environment so that you know where everything is. So you could just go there and just, I used to, when I first went to my first day ever, I just went to use a treadmill, but it was a wasted training day for me. It wasn't my actual one, so that I could see and walk around and see where the machines that I was going to use the day after were. So I could just scan around and say, oh, the leg press is there, and then the squat rack is there, and then there is the weight area and the dumbbell, so that I will know. Remember, preparation is key, and our brain actually gets mentally feels a little bit better when he knows what's going on and he familiarizes himself a little bit more with the environment. So, if you follow me around, I will show you what I recommend if you're a beginner, okay? Just come for a little tour of the gym with me. Okay, so this is the cardio area for me, and a lot of beginners normally tend to stick to this area just because it feels a bit easier. I mean, it's very unlikely that a person doesn't know how to use a treadmill, for example, or the cross trainer or the stepper. Usually they're a bit easier movements. But the only issue is that if you get too comfortable with it, you will just end up sticking to the cardio section. You will never move on to the weight area ever. So I'm just going to slowly help you graduate from the little cardio section to the weightlifting area. Cardio is great for your heart, by the way. I'm not saying not to do cardio, but if you want to build some muscle, you have to shift to resistance training, include some resistance training as well, okay? So a great transition for you, if you feel too scared to jump on a squat rack, for example, and if you're a beginner, a great transition for you is using machines, okay? Machines will guide you through the whole range of motion, okay? So they're a great starting point if you're a beginner, okay? So let's start, and I'll just give you a bit of a tour of my gym. Of course, machines might be slightly different, but the concept will be always the same. So obviously the leg press, right? Leg press is a great machine for your legs, okay? And you won't really get that wrong, if it makes sense, because again, the machine will guide you through the full range of motion, okay? And I'll go through with you some cues on how to make the most out of it. Okay, so first thing, you get on it, you sit on it, and here, obviously you select the weight. As I said before, you want to start on a light weight first so that you can get the hang of it, okay? And get the form right. So I'll select a really low weight, so 20 kg, or something. You can go heavier, a little bit heavier, you can go lighter as well, okay? Then second thing, I want you to figure out the platform, okay? So there's two types of leg presses. There is this one that is horizontal, but there's also, you might have seen one that is basically vertical, where you're sitting down and the platform is higher up on you. So I'm using this one for now. If you want to get your quads, okay, you want to place your feet low on the platform, okay? But if you want to get your glutes more, I want you to place your feet higher up, okay? Next thing I want you to do is to place this closer to the machine if it's a horizontal one, okay? So lever is here, see a lever? I'm holding this and pushing, and this is getting me really close to the platform, okay? Now, get my feet higher up and push. So you go down and up, and you see I always keep a bend at my knees. I don't go completely straight because you might end up hurting your knees otherwise. So always maintain the bend, okay? So slightly up, all the way down, as low as far as the machine allows you, okay? Now, let me show you a few other good machines that you could include into your leg session. Another great starting point for you is the machine, the Smith machine, because it will guide you through the squat position, okay? Very important, you want to place the safety bars that you can always find towards the bottom, or sometimes they're placed a little bit higher, but make sure you place them higher so that in case you want to drop the bar or it slips on you, you want to, when you grab the Smith machine, you release it. You want to release it off the hook, okay, like that, okay, and keep it with your hands basically backwards so that it doesn't, because if I left it, the hook could get stuck, okay, on the little dents. So you want to keep it backward, if it makes sense, the whole time. Now, if you want to target your glutes more, you want to step forward a little bit more. So it's almost like you're leaning against the bar, okay? Knees out the whole time, okay? So you want to remember to slightly rotate your legs outward like that, okay? Weight on your heels, core braced, and down. So the other alternative to the Smith machine squats, which is even easier, so if you just feel a bit more intimidated by the Smith machine squats, you can start with this. This is like level 0, okay? So it's also really good. So goblet squats, they will be good for stability. So one thing that I want you to know is that when you're squatting in general, and it's especially the first time, you will notice that you will tend to not feel like lean forward a lot in general with your squats. Whereas you will see a lot of people when they're squatting with a barbell, that they're a bit more upright. I don't know whether you can pick this up, but this is absolutely normal. Just because when you're doing bodyweight squats, or in general when you don't have a lot of weight on, it's normal for gravity, for your body to shift more forward, okay? So don't worry about that at all. So for this, if you want to practice before the dumbbell body weight, I always recommend that so you can get the hang of it, okay? So with a goblet squat, you want to keep your, as always, first thing I want you to keep into consideration, knees out, as always, okay? So knees out, core stable, okay? Chest up, okay? And you want to descend like you were sitting down on a chair, okay? So what would you do? Sit down, trying to keep your knees from caving in, okay? Trying to keep them as out as you can, okay? Weight planted on the 3 points of your foot, which are 1, 2, and 3, not just on your heels, okay? Then you want to grab your dumbbell and hold this way, okay? Inward. Hold this, knees out, and descend down as low as comfortably. You don't have to go super low, okay? Just as low as you can. And notice from the side, I don't want you to curve your spine, okay? Try to keep it neutral, like so. And don't squeeze at the top. Remember not to squeeze, it's really important. Now, with squats in general, it's a little bit normal to feel it a bit on your quads as well, okay? It's a compound movement. That means that you will tend to feel it on your quads as well. Now, to get this, to get more glutes involved, you can do a little superset that I'm going to show you. So adding glute isolation exercises will really help you get the most out of your glutes. And this is a great glute isolation exercise, which also target your side glutes, okay? So band on. You must have seen me doing this as well because, I mean, love the gains. Band just above the knees, okay? You want to do this as a superset. What does that mean? If you're a beginner, probably you won't know what this means. Superset means no rest. You stop this, you do, as always, 10 to 12 reps, and then no rest, you jump onto this straight away. So you get the band on, and you do this movement, almost like you're dancing, okay? It's called a monster walk, okay? So you're shifting your weight from one side to the other, with your knees working against the resistance of the band, okay? Slightly leaning forward as well, okay? Like so. And you want to do at least 30 reps of this, okay? You need to do a high volume for this because we're not using any weight, so more reps it is. So, of course, we cannot miss this exercise. It's a variation of a glute bridge, and glute bridge belongs to the family of hip thrusts, okay? The reason why I want you to do glute bridges first is because, one, they're easier to perform, and they're more glute dominant as well, unless you do a cast glute bridges. But as a beginner, I actually prefer you starting on a glute bridge because it's an easier movement to understand. Now, one thing that I want you to understand with the glute bridge is understanding how to do the pelvis tilt, okay? A posterior pelvic tilt, which will help you engage your glutes, and I'll show you how to do this. Imagine sticking your bum out, right? That's what like people do when they take a picture, right? I want you to do completely the opposite of sticking the bum out. So stick the bum in, okay? So I want you to try and get your pelvis, which is your bones over here, inward, okay? So it's like grabbing almost your pelvis and tucking it in. So rather having the opposite of like, you know, sticking your bum out, basically. Tucking it in, like that, okay? So this is me normal. This is me with the pelvis tucked in, okay? Those will help you engage your glutes more. So with the glute bridge, as well, you want to grab a dumbbell, anything you feel comfortable grabbing. Place the dumbbell on top of your pelvis, okay? I like to actually put all my weight on my heels as well to even elevate my glutes more. Now, if you go too far, you'll tend to feel it more on your hamstrings. Or if you go too close, more on your quads. So play with your stance. And if you remember when I told you at the beginning of the video to listen to your body, this is what I mean. Listen to your body, try a few reps, and see what stance works more for you, where you feel it more in your glutes, if it makes sense, okay? So remember to tuck your pelvis in like I taught you before. You don't need to go all the way up, otherwise you'll tend to hurt your spine, okay? So just a little bit, so you can feel it on your glutes and back. If you feel back pain while doing this, I recommend actually slightly elevating your, your head, so that your neck is more tucked in by using a Bosu ball as well. Okay, but yeah, that's also a great beginner exercise. And last but not least, let's use another machine. This is a very popular machine, and I use it myself as well, actually, every single time I train legs. It's a great machine, and it's also very easy to use. I usually use this as my last exercise because it's quite easy. So, and it's a glute isolation. So I recommend doing it at the end of your workout as well as a finisher. So again, you select the weight, you've got the lever here, and you want to make sure you place this at the very end so that your legs are squeezed up together, okay? So the closer they are, the better. And then what you want to do, hands here, slightly leaning forward, not too much. You don't need to lean that much, okay? Slightly lean, okay? And push against the pads, okay? You can also hold for even an extra burn, okay? Hold, and then slowly control the weight back. Hold, and slowly control the weight back. But anyway, familia, if you do this, for example, as a beginner, twice a week is a great starting point for you, okay? And if you pair it up with good nutrition, you start seeing results already as a beginner. And also great news for you if you're a beginner. As a beginner, you will build muscles quicker than anyone else. So you will start seeing results much quicker than anyone else. Okay, so you could do this twice a week, but make sure you leave some days in between to recover. So for example, if you do it on Monday, you want to do it on Thursday or Friday, you get what I mean? So you leave a few days to recover and make sure that you don't train if you're too sore, okay? But again, for me, I remind you that if you want me to guide you one-to-one, I offer one-to-one online coaching as well, so link in the description below. For upper body as well, again, feel free to use the machines, and a majority of times, come here, you'll be able to see the machine tells you already how it works, so what to do. You see, it tells you to open your legs and then close them. So if you wanted to use a machine, it's easier to just look at the little design over here and just follow the instructions, really. It's just as simple as it is. So yeah, if you want to do an upper body session as a beginner, I recommend doing 2 lower bodies and at least 1 upper body a week, okay, at least 1. If you can do 2 upper body a week, is even better, so you can start with a 4-day split. But anyway, Familia, thank you so much for watching. I hope I helped you somehow a little bit. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you next time with another video.